Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines. Your thoughts, Brant? 3-game self-imposed suspension from the university. I don't know what else to say at this point. Don't have a lot to say, if I'm being honest with you, but let's just start there.
Stupid. Let's start there. I think this was a reach by Michigan to do whatever they felt like they needed to do for no reason. Nobody was coming after them at this point. I think if you do nothing, this all kind of just goes away and it gets pushed under the rug until 24. And I still don't think Jim was going to get a 6-game suspension next year. Plus, you don't know what shape the NCAA Board of Committee or whatever it is Committee of Fractions or whatever it's called, is going to be sitting. Like, they could be, basically to say they could be without power next year, potentially, Dave. I mean, the NCAA is folding as we speak. It's headed towards this SEC conference, Big Ten conference, and they're just on a collision course to add as many teams as they can right now, and they're just going to run the sport, Dave. And the NCAA is going to step aside. Like, the NCAA, for people that don't know, already don't have a say in the college football playoff. It's not sanctioned by the NCAA. It is a separate tournament outside of the NCAA. So, it's like Jim wouldn't be suspended for that because it's not sanctioned by the NCAA. So for me, Dave, it just goes back to the point of Michigan doing things for no reason to try to look like the good people that they think they are. It's just college football, man. Like, everybody's breaking rules. The fact that you think that you need to get a slap on the wrist from yourself for COVID infractions, for things that they didn't even know what they were talking about. Like the NCAA, they had all these crazy rules that nobody knew and nobody cared about. You can't tell me Michigan was the only one to do this. So to go ahead and self-impose, stupid.
I agree. I don't think that I don't know the purpose of it. I mean, maybe there's a larger plan out there that we are unaware of. I mean, we certainly don't have any inside sources. It sounds like Michigan tried to get ahead of, I can't even say get ahead of this. I mean, it's been playing out for months. But after negotiations fell out with this 4-game suspension that sounded like that was the plan moving forward, Michigan wouldn't take it, Harbaugh wouldn't take it, and so now the NCAA kind of puts a little bit of fear in them because now it's the unknown of revisiting this for 2024. They clearly seem to have it out for Jim Harbaugh. They do not like him. I don't care what anybody says. Like, this right now is becoming it's personal, and I mean, let's be honest, Harbaugh isn't the most likable guy in the world, and he is arrogant, and he is going to be the guy that's going to say, that he, I don't even remember what he said at Big Ten Media Days, but basically that, like, he's got nothing to be ashamed of. Well, you lied to the NCAA. So, like, that kind of stuff is just, yeah, he should be ashamed of something right now. I mean, yeah, you're the head coach of this football team. Your university just suspended you for 3 games, and you likely got more suspension now coming from the NCAA next year. It's a mess. I personally, Brant, just wish they would have taken this 4-game suspension that was handed out or sounded like it was moving in that direction. Take Jim out. These first 3 games he's going to be out anyway, and then be out for Rutgers, and let's just move on and move past this. But nope, couldn't do it. Michigan couldn't do it. You've got them coming out, doing a self-imposed 3-game suspension, and then your athletic director, Ward Manuel, coming out of the woods. We haven't heard from this guy in months to say, that they're taking action, but they're there to support their head football coach. Well, you just suspended him. So, like, you can't do that and then in the same breath say, but we've got Jim's back, and no. You either discipline him or you don't. Either you took it serious or you didn't. So, great. You want to suspend him for 3 games, stand by it, say that you have enough knowledge at this point in the investigation to believe that there was wrongdoing, and stand by your suspension. I think it's weak. I think it's a weak look from the university and them trying to make it look like they're doing the right thing. Like you said, like Michigan always does. And we're Michigan fans, but I can call a spade a spade. I think this is what Michigan does, and I think it's biting them right now. I think this situation now is going to get a lot worse before it gets better. I mean, we're going to forget about it. Don't get me wrong. Jim will sit out these 3 games. Michigan will go 3-0, win by 1,000,000 points. He will be back, and the season will go on, and hopefully we'll continue this run towards a national championship. However, that cloud is going to be hanging over all the way through next year till God knows when the NCAA and this committee, this that I've never heard of, are going to come together and hand out likely an additional suspension. So,
yeah, no, I guess my mind goes to what are you trying to accomplish, Michigan? Like, what is the end goal here? Is it to look good because you look terrible? I think, Dave. And then the other point is, did Jim really learn anything? And I feel like nope, because you gave him 3 games. He doesn't care. These are the 3 games he could miss. And Dave, what is the easiest day of Jim Harbaugh's whole week? I feel like it's probably Saturday.
Game day. Oh yeah, for sure.
It's probably Saturday. He works the entire week to get the game plan ready, work with the coaches, everything. And on Saturday, he's there to manage the clock and call timeouts, and pump and smack JJ's shoulder pads. Like, that's what he's there to do. So I really don't think anything was learned from this. It is what it is, and I think it's another bad look in a series of bad looks for this program. And Dave, I know you and I have called it out for the last couple of years, but God dang, if you could just get out of your own way, that would be spectacular. If you could just stay out of the headlines for a couple of weeks, that would be awesome.
Get out of your own way. Exactly. Get out of your own way. Whether it's the Matt Weiss stuff, this Harbaugh stuff, the hiring Schembechler's son or whatever had a dirt on him. I mean, it hasn't been a great offseason. The messiness of Harbaugh to the NFL, whatever. Now, winning cures all. And I'll be the first to say, go ahead and win 12 games, right, and bring me back to another Big Ten championship.
But if you don't,
you got it. If you don't, Now, if you don't, Brant, you go out and you lose to Ohio State, and maybe you lose to another team that we're not anticipating, Penn State or whoever it is, and now you're like, wow, this hype train of this national championship season got derailed real fast, and oh yeah, now we've got to deal with Jim's suspension next year when we're supposed to be playing Arch Manning and Texas.
Right.
So
and then this recruiting class, this guy flipped, and then that guy flipped, and then all of a sudden you've lost 3 recruits from this class. You know what I mean? It is a fast downward spiral in college football, and it takes you a while to climb back up that mountaintop, Dave. And right now, Michigan's a football program where I think this is the first time we've said, maybe in our lifetime, Dave, we're near the mountaintop. Like, we are one of the top 5 programs in the nation. And that is very rare air to be in. And we need to take advantage of it and just stop doing stupid stuff.